Hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you're all well. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how to make this 3D beaded jam jar, which could be made into a cute little charm. So to make one of these you're going to need some size 11 seed beads in 3 colours. So you need one for the jam, one for the label on the jar, and then one for the lid. You'll also need a beading needle. I'm using a size 12 beading needle and 36 inches of thread, and I'm using £6 fireline. So you do need a thread similar to that kind of can hold its shape, because there's nothing in the middle of this, it's just 3D beading holding itself up like this. So you need a strong thread that's going to hold its shape. And that's everything, so let's get started. Oh, and if you do want to turn this into a charm, I would recommend that you do that using a head pin. So if you want to do that, you'll also need a head pin. So the head pin will go straight through the middle on the bottom and come out of that little hole there on the top. So thread your needle and then pick up 4 of your main colour. So just slide them down until you've got 5 or 6 inches left, so you can tie some knots at the end, and then sew up through that first bead. It's going to bring these into a group of 4 like that. I'm just going to flip that over. Now we're going to put 1 in between each of those, so picking up 1 of that same colour and going straight through the next one in the circle. And then same thing again, picking up 1, coming out here and going straight through the next one. Picking up 1, coming out here and going straight through the next one. And last one of this row, picking up 1. So you're coming out here, so you want to go through the next one and then up into the one above as well. That's called a step up, and it's important that you do that at the end of each row, so you're in the right position to keep building upwards. Okay, so you have this. This time we're picking up groups of 2, so pick up 2, same colour. Coming out of this one here, so you're going to skip that one underneath and go through that next one, which is on the top row, or the outside row. Like that. Same thing again, pick up 2, coming out of here, skip over 1, go through the next one. Okay, and do that 2 more times. So when you add that last group of 2, go through, so I'm coming out here, skipping over 1, going through the next one, and then stepping up, but only through 1. You don't want to go through both of that group of 2, just step up through 1. So we have this, and you're coming out here in the middle of one of those groups of 2. So this time picking up single beads again. So picking up 1, between the groups of 2, you're going to put a bead and you're just going to go straight down through the next one, so that that bead pops right in the middle of those 2 beads, like that. Now in these spaces in between, you're going to pick up 1, skip over 1 and go through the next one. So you're alternating between doing that all the way around. So you're picking up 1 and going straight down through the next one. Pull it tight, and then you're picking up 1, skipping over 1 and going through the next one. Now pick up 1 and go straight down through the next one. Now we're picking up 1, skipping over 1 and going through the next one. Pick up 1, straight down through the next one. And this is going to be the last bead of the row. Picking up 1, skipping over 1, going through the next one and up into the one above as well, stepping up. Like that. Pull that through, pull it really tight. So we have this. So for this row we're alternating between picking up 2 and then picking up 1, picking up 2, 1, 2, 1, and so on all the way around. Starting with a group of 2, coming out of here, skip over 1 and go through the next one. This time picking up just 1 bead, but doing the same thing, skipping over 1 and going through the next one. Again, picking up 2, skipping over 1, going through the next one. And picking up 1, skip over 1, go through the next one. Now picking up 2, skip over 1, go through the next one. Picking up 1, skip over 1, go through the next one. Picking up 2, skipping over 1 through the next one, and then this is going to be the last bead of the round, so picking up 1, skip over 1, go through the next one, and then you'll need to step up this time through 2 beads, like that. So this is where you should be coming out of, one of those groups of 2. Pull it really tight. So this time we're going to be putting a single bead in between all of those that we just added, and when you go through the groups of 2, you're not going to put one down the middle of those. This time you're going to treat them as if they're 1 bead. So picking up 1, skipping over 1, going through the next one, picking up 1, skipping over 1 and going through the next 2. So it's going to alternate like that every time. So pick up 1, skip over 1, go through the next one, pick up 1, skip over 1, go through the next 2. So make sure you swap each time and pay attention to whether you're going through a single bead or a group of 2. And you're going to do that all the way around, so you're going to add 1, 2, 3, 4 more beads. So I'm just adding my 4th bead here, so I'm coming out of here, skipping over 1, going through the next 2 because that's where I'm at, and then because it's the end of the row you need to step up diagonally into the next bead. So we have this, and now you want to put your thumb or your finger in the middle and just pull it really tight. And what it should start to do slightly is just curve a little bit like that. Okay, so this time we're going to be filling the gaps. So if you turn it on its side, you can see that you've got the top row beads that sit higher and the gaps that in between. We're going to fill those, and you're going to be starting with a single bead and then a group of 2. So if you look at the row underneath, you can see what's going to be filling each gap. So a single bead and then a group of 2. So we're going to go all the way around. So starting with a single bead, you're coming out of here, you're going to skip over 1, go through the next one. And this time picking up a group of 2, skipping over 2 and going through the next one on the top row. This time picking up 1, skipping over 1 and going through the next one. So you're just alternating each time, this time picking up a group of 2, so you're skipping over 2 and going through the next one. Picking up 1, skipping over 1, going through the next one. Picking up 2, so skipping over 2 and going through the next one. Picking up 1, skipping over 1, going through the next one. Finally for this row, picking up 2, skip over 2, go through the next one, and because it's the end of the row, step up into the one above like that. And then when you pull that through, you need to pull that really tight. So put your finger in the middle like that and then just pull it really tight. So it should start to curve up even more now. So for this row we're just going to be adding single beads and again going through all of those groups of 2 together as if they're one bead. But this time we're going to start with one of your label colour. So picking up one of your label colour. So I'm coming out here, I'm going to skip that one underneath and go through this group of 2, through the next 2 beads. Okay, then picking up another label colour, coming out here, skip over one, go through the next one. Okay, pull that nice and tight so you can see what you've got. So this is the start of the label. So for the rest of the row you're just going to pick up a single bead and you're going to alternate between going through a group of 2 or a single bead. So picking up one, skipping over one, going through 2, and then picking up one, skipping over one, going through 1. Pick up one, skip over one, go through 2, and then pick up one, skip over one, go through 1. Pick up one, skip over one, go through 2, and then this is the last bead, so pick up one, skip over one, go through 1 and up into the one above. And pull that really tight. So for this row we're alternating between picking up the groups of 2 to fill these 2 bead gaps and picking up single beads to fill the 1 bead gaps. Starting with the group of 2 and it's going to be your label colour, so picking up 2, skipping over 2 and going through the next one. Now you have a choice, so I did 2 different labels here on these 2. Slightly different. So this one right now, if you were to carry on this row with your purple beads, would be like this. But if you want it to be like this jam jar one, I've got an extra bead here at each end of the label, and that's going to be here and here. So if you want to do that one, that's how you do it, but I'm going to show you just how to do this regular label. So we're going to carry on the row using just purple beads. So picking up one, skipping over one and going through the next one. Picking up picking up 2, skip over 2, go through the next one. Pick up 1, skip over 1, go through the next one. Pick up 2, skip over 2, go through the next one. So you're just going to do that all the way around, picking up 1, skipping over 1, going through the next one. Picking up 2, skipping over 2, going through the next one, and then we're on the last bead of the row. So picking up 1, skip over 1, go through the next one, and up into the 2 above. Like that. Pull that through, pull it really tight, keep it pulled tight all the time, guys. Got this. Alright, so this row is going to be picking up just single beads and alternating this time between going through a single bead or through a group of 2. So starting here, we're going to pick up one of our label colour, skip over 1, go through 1. Now picking up 1, skip over 1, but go through 2. Back to our main colour, forgot to say. Now picking up 1, skip over 1, go through 1. Picking up 1, skipping over 1, go through 2. Pick up 1, skip over 1, go through 1. Pick up 1, skip over 1, go through 2. picking up one, skip over one, go through one, and now swapping back to your label colour, pick up one, skip over one, go through two, and it's the end of the row, so up into that one above as well. Pull it through, pull it tight. This is what we're working with. So starting this row with your main colour, picking up one, skipping over one, going through one. This time picking up two, skipping over two, and going through one. So we're doing that alternate again. So pick up one, skip over one, go through one. Pick up two, skip over two, go through one. Pick up one, through the next one, pick up two, skip over two, through the next one on the top row. And picking up one, skip over one, through the next one. So now we're back at the front here, so you swap to your label colour, pick up two of those, skip over two, go through the next one, and it's the end of the row, so up into the one above as well. Pull that through and pull it tight. That's the end of our label, so from now on we're just going to be using our main colour until we swap to our lid. Okay, so here you're just going to do a full row of picking up one, skipping over one, going through two, and then picking up one, skipping over one, and going through one. So it's that row where you're picking up single beads each time, skipping over one, and you're alternating each time between going through a group of two like here or going through a single bead like here. So pick up one, skip over one, go through one, pick up one, skip over one, go through two. So keep going until you get all the way back around, and don't forget to step up. Like I'm going to do here, into the bead above. Okay, so we've got this. So this is going to be the row where you alternate between picking up a single bead and a group of two. So starting from here, you're going to pick up a group of two, skip over two, go through the next one, then picking up a single bead, skipping over one, go through the next one, group of two, skip over two, go through the next one. So starting from a group of two, show you that, skip over two, go through the next one, then it's going to be a single bead, and you're going to alternate and do that all the way around until you get back to here, and then step up through two. Okay, so I finished that row and I stepped up through the two like I mentioned. So this is what we have, pull it tight. So we are here. Okay, so for this row you're just going to pick up one, skip over one, go through one, and then the following time you're going to pick up one, skip over one, go through two. Okay, pick up one, skip over one, go through one, pick up one, skip over one, go through two. So you're going through whatever's on the top row, but treating those groups of two as if they're one bead, going through them both at the same time like we have been doing. So do that all the way around, alternating between going through one or going through two. So keep going until you get to the end of the row, and then we'll step up. So we're going through two and stepping up into the one above at the end of the row. Okay, and pull it tight. This row you're just going to be picking up a single bead and going through the next ones on the top row. So you're going to pick up one, skip over one, go through the next one, pick up one, skip over two, go through the next one, and so on all the way around. So this time we're not adding in those groups of two again because we're decreasing back down to start to bring it in. So picking up one, skipping over one, going through the next one, and then pick up one, skip over two, go through the next one. Pick up one, skip over one, go through the next one. Pick up one, skip over two, go through the next one, and so on until you get to the end of the row, and then step up through that first single bead that we added in this row. So after you do that, you're going to have all these gaps of string, so you make sure you pull it really tight this time because we're decreasing. So you pull it really tight, it should have just shrunk in a little bit to the middle like that. Okay, now you swap into your lid colour. So green for me, picking up one, skip over one, go through the next one. So we're doing regular peyote here with this row. Pick up one, skip over one, go through the next one. Pick up one, skip over one, go through the next one, all the way around. Don't forget to step up when you get to the end. So for this row, we're going to be decreasing again. So you're going to pick up one, and instead of just going through the next green bead, you're going to go through the next two green beads. So you've picked up one, going through the next two of your lid colour, like that. And where that thread comes in between here, when we pull it tight at the end of the row, it's going to cinch these two beads together. So again, picking up one, now you're coming out here, you're going to go through the next two of your lid colour. Pull it through, oops, and again, picking up one and going through the next two of your lid colour. Just pull that through, and one more, picking up one and going through the next two. It's a little bit tricky on this one, like this. Okay, so now when you pull it tight, those four gaps with the thread will just cinch together. Just pull that really tight. Now you have this, and you need to step up from here into the bead above. Okay, so we're working with these four beads that we added in the row below, the four ones in the middle, and you're just going to put one bead in between each of those. So picking up one, coming out of this one here, ignore those two and go through the next one. Pick up one, again ignore those two and go through the next one. Do that 2 more times. And then you can step up into this one and go through all four of those again to bring them together and make sure they're secure. Okay, so I've gone through all four of those in the middle again, and I've moved back out to this bead here, so the second row out from the middle. So make sure you're coming out of one of those beads. I'm going to pick up two, skip that one in the middle and go through the next one, which is kind of on the corner here. Pick up two, coming out here, skip the one in the middle, go through the next one, picking up two, same again, skip the one underneath, go through the next one, and picking up the last two, coming out here, skip that one, go through this one, pull it tight. So we have this right now. Okay, so from here you're going to move down again into the one below, green one. Okay, so now we're going to be using that row of green beads, the bottom row of green beads, they're the ones you're going through. So pick up one, go through that next green bead in that bottom row. Picking up one, coming out of this one, you're going to go through that next bottom green bead. Picking up one, going through the next green one in that row. Pick up one, and out here, going through that next green one in the bottom row. And keep doing that all the way around till you get back to the front. So once you get back around to the front, then that's what it looks like, and that's us all finished. So now I'm going to show you just how to tie your knots. First of all, what I would say is it gets pulled around and squashed and pressed a lot while you're working on it. So with what remaining thread you have left, just keep sewing down and round, back up and round until you've used almost all of your thread, just going through as many of these beads as you can. It's just going to add an extra layer of strength and security. And then once you're ready to tie your knot, I would say to do that around the back of the piece so your knot isn't going to be visible. So I'm just moving round. It doesn't matter which bead you're coming out of to tie your knot, wherever you end up. So I'm round the back, so wherever you are. So I'm coming out of this bead here. So I'm going to take my needle under this thread that you can see that's connecting the next bead. So my needle's gone underneath that thread. Pull that through until you've got a loop, and go through the loop twice from underneath through to the top. Pull that down until it tightens, and then when you move on, go through a few beads. And when you pull it really tight, the knot's going to vanish inside of the bead. In there somewhere. So tie as many knots as you want, and then thread your needle onto your tail thread and do the same thing. So that is the jam jar all finished, so here's the other ones as well. So cute. So this is how they all turned out. So I hope you've enjoyed this video and you're able to make one of these. Comment down below anything else you'd like to see, and you can share pictures with me on Instagram at Beading by Hannah. Follow me there and subscribe and like this video if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.